Just start again. Start from the very, very beginning.
Welcome to Smoko with the Farm Institute. It's our last one for the year. It's nearly Christmas. Katie, it's been a massive, massive year. We've had heaps on. I thought we'd just run really quickly through all the things we've done this year. So what do we start with?
Top to bottom, we started with the launch of the P2D report at ABARES.
It's really good to get that report out publicly. It was a really big effort with a lot of people involved. Continues to be talked about. The economic analysis we did about 25 billion potential improvement in the Australian economy. A lot of people talk about that now. So, you know, it was a good big start to the year. Okay. So we moved on from the P2D report into looking at energy use in Australian agriculture, and specifically we're looking at trying to quantify the cost of energy, which hadn't really been done up until that point.
No, I spent a lot of time working on that very impressive calculator that looks into all the subsectors and gives a really good breakdown of what we could find, the data we could find. Some of the big findings out of that, though, you probably have those figures?
Well, it's about $7 billion cost to Australian agriculture is in energy right through the supply chain. So it's obviously a really significant part of the cost structure of agriculture now, and so energy policy that has an implication for energy costs is really important to understand what that implication is going to be.
And coming off the back of the energy report, then we went straight into the Digital Farmers Conference in the middle of the year, which is about the same time that Mick left, of course.
That's
and you
right.
stepped up into the ED role, so found out a lot of interesting things at Digital Farmers.
So look, we really tried to focus that conference on what is the human capital side of digital agriculture that we all need to be aware of to make sure that we realise the potential from digital agriculture. You know, it gets overlooked a little bit sometimes, just talking about all the technology. Behind every piece of technology, there are people either developing it or using it or needing to understand it. And so it was a really, really interesting discussion about how we get that right.
And then we ramped up from there back into the risk and statistics reports that we've wrapped up for the end of the year.
So the risk report was obviously very timely and topical with the seasonal conditions that we've had on the east coast of Australia this year, with one of the worst droughts on record. So a lot of interest in that project about how to deal with risk, just both in terms of farm management and research, but also the potential commercial products and insurance products that might be available. Certainly globally, there's a lot more availability of those sorts of products than there is in Australia. So, you know, why is that the case, and is there potentially, a role for getting more of those products available here as well?
And of course, some of the problems though we came across with risk were common also to the energy project, which was there was just missing data. We needed the data and it just wasn't there. So,
which the great segue, Katie, ties into the other project we've been looking at on improving ag stats. Often seen to be pretty sort of boring, dry topic, but at the end of the day, any sort of sensible, rational discussion about the implications of policy, you have to have data, you have to have numbers behind that to understand what the real implications are, and that, making sure that we're getting the best statistical system that we can possibly have, official statistics to support all that decision making, is what we're looking at in this other project.
In the middle of all of this, we had another conference, of course. We went to Ag and Rural Focus Week in Canberra, and we had our own roundtable there, which was very, very well received. I still had people talking to me about it.
So ours was on social licence issues, a really important emerging area for agriculture to understand. A lot of people out there, I guess, competing in a lot of ways in the ag policy space with very different perspectives of agriculture that are using that social licence trigger really well. And so we need to understand as an industry how to respond to that. It was a great week because we had a whole lot of conferences coordinated to be in Canberra that week. There was ours, there was the NFF, Rural Leadership Foundation, Farmer of the Year. I probably missed Rural Women's Awards, of course, and just a great atmosphere in Canberra that week with so much agricultural focused stuff there.
And we've still got a fair bit to get through last couple of days before we round up, but then next year we start off with really interesting projects on the boil. Straight
into new stuff. So we're going to be looking at blockchain. I think pretty much everyone has heard of blockchain now. Still a lot of misunderstanding about what the potential is, what it actually does. So we're going to be sort of trying to pull that apart a little bit and get past the hype to see what is the real opportunity for agriculture that might be delivered through blockchain.
Mm-hmm. And also biosecurity.
Yeah, look, it's been a hot topic, continues to be a hot topic for some time now. Just making sure that we've got effective biosecurity systems across all of agriculture, across all of Australia that are useful and well coordinated. So we'll be having a look at that as well.
And taking AFI on the road to talk a bit more about the risk management project.
We will be doing some regional seminars next year, extending our work on risk, but also pulling in a lot of other people and advisors that have very detailed farm business knowledge about risk management and products that might be available. So yeah, keep an eye on that. We might be coming somewhere near you, and hopefully you can come and see some of the stuff that we've been doing and connect with the Institute.
Okay, so I guess that's it. We just have to wish everybody a merry, happy Christmas from everybody at the AFI, and looking forward to catching up in the new year.
Thanks everyone for listening, and join us again next year. Welcome to Smoko with the Farm Institute. It's our last one.
It is our last one of the year, Richard. What have we been doing this year?
Why did you laugh? You right? Okay. I didn't present it, I guess. Well, that's why I was trying to work at it with a bit of planning at the start.
Okay.
But you went, no, let's just wing it. So
It's working really well so far.
We cut it there.
yeah, that's what I mean. It was really good.
Really?
We're pretty involved in that project, Katie.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes you were.
I did. It's too frozen for a Talladega finish.
No, I'm just
No.
because I'm a very serious man.
A special Christmas treat to round out Smoko for the year. We've got a compilation of all the bloopers for the year. We hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in 2019.